Hi, everybody. This is Tom with Culture Chat. How are you? How's it been going? A lot of places closing down. That's why I'm doing a series of things I think you should do that will sell like crazy and bring your patrons back to the theater because they know that you're doing quality work every time. So, this is a series of comedies, musicals, plays, and today it's a musical called Something Rotten. Now, you probably know it already, but I'm not seeing it done as much as I think it should be. And I think that people are getting the wrong impression. So, I joined several Facebook groups and I did other little polls elsewhere from other theaters I know. And the musical Something Rotten always sells. It sells everywhere. Everyone seems to like it. Now, some of the things that I also added when I added into my little poll, how to do for you, why didn't you program it? Some of the people think that there are tons and tons of characters. It's only 11 characters, so that's not bad. What they do with Something Rotten is they put lots of extra people in it, as they should. It's meant to be 1595 and about the Renaissance, and they have a song called Welcome to the Renaissance. Hilarious. And having a crowd of people on the stage is great if you can afford it. It really should be more than the 11 characters. There should be more people on the stage. So I'm not sure if this video is a recommendation for something you should do that's inexpensive, but I don't see a lot of changing of costumes. I don't see a lot of crazy elaborate props or sets. You need something good, something quality, that's important. And you need good quality costumes. And costumes that are Shakespearean or Renaissance are easy to rent in most countries. I will put a link to my former theater, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and their costume rental program, which has a tiered system depending on what type of theater, where you land. So if you were a community theater or high school theater or a non-equity, that means non-union, your price would be a lot lower than other places. Now, if you're Saturday Night Live, which rents costumes from them basically every week, the money could be more because you're filming TV, different things happen, you keep it longer, that kind of thing. So there might be the same system at the costume rental place near you, and check with the large theaters. You may be intimidated. I'm not saying this to strike people down or shame them, but I know that a lot of places, especially in the UK, like, oh, that place is too posh for me, and they don't investigate. They don't actually go on the website or look. Their things are so precious. Their prices may be way out of my range. So this is a thing in the UK. It might be a thing everywhere. They're too important. Their costumes, their things are too much for me. But you don't even look at the website to see what that means. You don't investigate. Please investigate. It could be very cost effective. All right. Now, I also may have to say that most of these places would prefer that you dry clean them yourself before you return them. And you have to do the investigating of where you can take these costumes that know costumes, probably the bridal places, and they use enzyme cleaners because the cost of returning these costumes soiled to the company and having them do it themselves might be more than you can afford. So think about that. Okay, on to the plot. The plot is about the two brothers, Nick and Nigel Bottom, and how they're trying to produce works. This musical is written really well, and there's so many things to it. I can't go through the whole plot here. It's a lot to read. It's a 3-act, so it's not too short. If your company can handle that. People often are shy of 3 acts. I don't know why. The patrons love them. They really do. And do honor the intervals, the intermissions between. Audiences need that. I have a video about not getting rid of intermissions. I think it's important. Anyway, so Nick and Nigel Bottom, they hate Shakespeare. He's the competition. This is before Shakespeare. He's just starting to hit, time-wise, year-wise. Most of his big, massive hits, he's already rolling. He's already off to a good start. Most of his big, massive hits are still to be written, and that is part of the plot. So the concept of this musical is that the musical genre was created at this time and was created because they were consulting the soothsayer, their friend, Nostradamus. In this musical, he's called Thomas Nostradamus. Oh, cute. And that's a whole long involved thing. One of the things that comes in the second act with his predictions is Shakespeare's like, oh, no fair. I'm going to go to Nostradamus and get some predictions for myself. These two brothers, blah, 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 competition. And Nostradamus predicts, he's envisioning this story, which is really the story of Hamlet, but he misinterprets it, and he's like, it's Hamlet. It's not Hamlet. He says it's omelet. So that's the next show, Omelet. And instead of being about a Danish prince, it's a man eating a Danish pastry. And they have a great song called It's Eggs. Isn't that... Weren't you always hoping for a musical to do a song about eggs? And you've been disappointed until now? Wonderful. It's like when you watch Addams Family Values, and there's a Thanksgiving musical that goes crazy, that goes awry. And, you know... It's the thing you didn't know you always wanted. The jokes keep coming in this musical. It's so good. It's so good. The songs are great. Everything is great. I love it so much. There's a lot to read about it, and you should watch snippets of it yourself. Like I said, it's a 3-act. There's just too much to go into. So this is not one of those videos where it's about everything in the plot. I'm here to say it's well written. The songs are good. It sells well, which is what you want these days. It sells really well. It's familiar characters. There's Shylock the Jew, and there's Portia, the Bottoms, and they have a song about being popular and gaining traction and so forth. And the song is called Bottom's Gonna Be on Top. Hilarious. I think that things sell when we're slightly familiar with the characters. So I think that despite how well it was done, the initial tickets were purchased for Shakespeare in Love because it's like, Romeo and Juliet, this, the creation of these things, Shakespeare, familiar characters, the creation, the backstage. I think we really like that kind of thing. And there's a lot of stories, a lot of musicals and plays and TV and movies out there like that. This is how this came to fruition. And although it sounds cheesy to say, we do sort of enjoy going, that's where that came from. Oh, there's that reference. Oh, they pulled in that. Oh, they pulled in this. Just like Shakespeare in Love, where you're like, these lines he wrote these lines down because he heard the nurse say that, or this guy say that, or the tailor say that. You know, they're tied in. This is a lot of that. Familiar characters that we all know, and how these things came to fruition, how musicals got started. It's a great concept. So I'm going to list everything, the plot, some reviews, some other YouTube videos talking about it in the description, and see if Something Rotten is something for you. Like I said, I went through a lot of people asking, when they did this sell? Was this popular? Did you get good feedback? And I have to say, not one said it was bad. They all said it was really good. A few said in their area there was a bit of ramping up to do, but they did admit later that was because they really didn't do advertising. They thought that the theater going public in their area would already know it, and it would sell itself. You gotta advertise. You really have to advertise. Short little snippet videos on YouTube or Instagram are stellar. And any other way that you can advertise it that's clever, that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. It's really essential to get the word out there that these are characters you know. This is funny. You'll love it. It's a great night out. You know, you have to advertise it. Um, I'm following a few of the new productions that I can't wait to see. And someone told me they're doing a production at an expat community theater in Jalisco, Mexico. That's northern Mexico by Guadalajara. And that everyone cast is over 50, which I think is fantastic. And there's nothing in this piece that prevents you from casting anyone you want. Okay? Take a look at the script, stretch your mind, cast over 50. Maybe that works for you, maybe it doesn't. But maybe in your theater area, you have a bunch of actors that are really good, or people you haven't cast in a while, or people you're looking for a part for, and you're going to cast them in this. Any race, any color, any age, this could be very, very good for this piece, which I really like. All right, see what you think and come back for more. I have a buy me a coffee if you want to, that'd be great. And please subscribe. All right, thanks.